Hey everyone, welcome to this super episode of the Technicolor Mike B Show. We're doing superheroes. Yes, I designed my own superhero look for today and decided, nope, there's no cape on the superhero. It's following the advice from the Incredibles. We're not going to get our cape caught while we're trying to save the world. Yes, capes just get in the way, so there's no cape. And this was the design sketch that we based the design off of. And this was version 1.0 of the design sketch that we started with, the first drawing. So yeah, we're doing superheroes. I think, what kid doesn't at least once imagine that they are a superhero and have superpowers? And I can't really say, I know that we played superheroes all the time, but I don't think I ever really picked which superpowers I thought I should have. There's so many to choose from. I think like the go-to superhero that people see on TV is Superman, or at least that was, I don't know, I guess that was the superhero I always thought was like the greatest of all superheroes. He could do just about anything. He could fly, he was fast, he was strong, he was more or less invincible, that bullets would just bounce right off of him. I don't think that he was too strong, too good, that it'd be really a challenge to go up against Superman and have any chance of defeating him. Yeah, he's got that one weakness of kryptonite, but what really is the odds that people are gonna find out that, yeah, got a weakness to kryptonite? Yeah, how is it ever going to happen the first time that they figure out your weakness? As long as you can keep it a secret, you're probably not going to run into anyone that has some kryptonite on them that can spoil your fun. I guess like the other superhero that I think was always present growing up was Spiderman. I don't know that I actually ever wanted Spider-Man's powers. Yeah, he's a good superhero. He could fight crime and all that, but unless you live in a city swinging on a web from building to building, yeah, what good is that in anything but a city setting? Where I live, where none of the buildings are more than 2 stories tall, there's just no swinging around from place to place around here. So yeah, I did some online research trying to figure out what were the superhero shows that influenced me as a kid. And I checked out Wikipedia and their list of superheroes TV shows, and I was so surprised that that list included things like Knight Rider, Charlie's Angels, Quantum Leap. And while those were shows where someone had something special, like a car, Kit 2000 for Knight Rider that could talk and think and drive on its own, I never really thought of that show as a superhero show. So I think the biggest superhero show I remember was Super Friends. That was probably my favorite show, cartoon. It had, depending on which season, it always seemed to have Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman. And then some seasons they had the Wonder Twins, and sometimes they'd have Green Lantern and other superheroes came and went just for they needed them for an episode to round out the team. So that was like the cartoon that I watched the most often for superheroes. And some of the other shows I remember on TV that were superheroes was The Incredible Hulk. That was a fun show, live action, and you had, I think that's one of the only shows I can think of that I watched where the same actor wasn't the superhero and his secret identity. So the character played by Bill Bixby turned into the big weightlifter, bodybuilder, wrestler. I don't know what he was originally, but Lou Ferrigno was the Hulk version of the character. Then there was Wonder Woman, the $6 Million Man, and the Bionic Woman. The not so superhero was the Greatest American Hero. He was given a suit by some aliens that visited Earth, and he lost the instructions the very first day and never really did figure out how to use the suit properly. That although he could fly, he would always crash into things because he didn't know what he was doing. He didn't have the directions. We watched reruns of Batman that was before my time, but we had the reruns on TV. So Adam West and Burt Ward as Batman and Robin, the classic Batman TV series. And I remember watching Shazam with Captain Marvel, which when the movie Shazam and Captain Marvel, or the two movies, came out 2 years ago, I was like, wasn't Captain Marvel the guy that said Shazam? But apparently it was one was DC Comics and one was Marvel, and who bought the rights to it and all that got changed at some point. So as far as the movies were concerned, they were two different characters. And then I looked online and I had totally forgotten about it, but the series My Secret Identity, that was a teenage kid who had superpowers. He could not quite fly, but float or levitate, but he needed the help of an aerosol can to propel him wherever he wanted to go. He wasn't so self-propelled. He can be lighter than air, but couldn't go anywhere, so he had to have an aerosol can to control his direction. Then an old show that I remember watching and enjoying was the show Space Giants. It was, I think, a Japanese show, and it had a boy that had a whistle that could summon help from some superhero giants. Goldar was the biggest, the male character. Silvar was the female, not quite as big character, and then they had a child character, I believe Gam. And that series, I think they transformed into like a plane or a jet or a rocket type shape. So they were rockets, and they were also superheroes. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Well, we're gonna give him a cape. But yeah, so those were the superhero shows that I remember watching growing up. Some of them were reruns, some of them were new. I don't know if like the Super Friends, if it was just a Saturday morning cartoon or if they had it on every day. The rest of the shows I think were on just like once a week. Except for Batman, I think that was syndicated, so it was probably on every day, every afternoon. Same bat time, same bat channel. Works good if they don't know what channel he's on. Just tune into whatever channel you're currently watching. So yeah, those were the shows I would watch as a kid, and to me, I think the superpower I wanted the most was the ability to fly. I don't know that I ever really wanted to be a crime fighter superhero and have the responsibility of saving the world and having evil villains that had as much power as I did. I just wanted the ability to fly. And I guess, yeah, if I was going to have to fight people, and I want to be invincible and strong, because no, I don't want to be punched every single day. No, I wasn't a boxer, a fighter, a wrestler, or anything like that. I was never one for painful experiences. So yeah, if I was a superhero, I'd have to be pretty well invincible and not feel the pain of getting in battles with the evil villains every day. The other powers, I don't know, X-ray vision, heat rays, talking to animals. Yeah, what superpowers are there that are really cool? I guess the aspect of Spiderman that is cool is being able to walk up walls, cling to different surfaces. But yeah, you can only go so high if none of the buildings or things around you are taller than you are. Yeah, so I don't know. Green Lantern had the cool ring that he could wear, and it could project out different objects that he needed. So if he wanted a shield, if he wanted a huge hammer or something, he'd just make them appear. The ring also, I guess, allowed him to fly with it. So yeah, it was cool to have a ring. The Greatest American Hero, no, he didn't have much. The $6 Million Man and the Bionic Woman, they had strength. I think one of them had super hearing and the other one might have had super vision. Although the vision, I guess, just be able to see a distance, like zoom in from a mile away and see what they're doing, read what they're reading, spy on them. Yeah, otherwise, like, their bionic powers were more or less just enhanced running, jumping, strength abilities, but it's still their human body. They'd still get hurt and injured. And I always thought, like, if you had a superhero like Iron Man, and if you watch the movies, he's flying around in that suit, and if the suit is going to punch someone, his arm is inside that arm that is doing the punch. So his arm's going to feel the jolt and being thrown around, and it's putting a lot more momentum into it than humanly possible. So I would think that would really hurt your arm and your shoulder, being inside a suit that was 10 times stronger than a person should be. Yeah, and like when you watch some of the superhero movies, someone's falling off the top of the Empire State Building and the superhero swoops in, catches them, and flies them away. It's like, well, that person's still going pretty fast, and you're stopping them 3 feet from the ground. Where is all that momentum going that they're going to really feel the shock of stopping rather quickly and changing direction? But no, not in the movies. Superheroes can just catch someone and be like they caught an egg as gently as possible, and it just floats away, carries them off. But yeah, so those are my thoughts on the superheroes, the shows I watched as a kid. Growing up, nowadays, I enjoyed the Marvel movies. I haven't seen all of the DC comic versions. I always thought that those were a darker tone to it. I did see the first Wonder Woman movie and thought they did a pretty good job with that. I haven't seen the new one yet, though I know I've heard the reviews of it were not as good. It was filmed in the DC area. I remember I had 1 or 2 opportunities to audition or send in to be a background extra. And I spoke with one of my friends who was seriously considered to be a children's entertainer for one of the scenes in the mall, and that they really wanted her to be in the show. They liked her character, but she just couldn't fit it into her schedule. So yeah, to me, I would be going to see it because it was filmed locally, even though they made it look like 1984 before I moved to the DC area. But yeah, if I could see a friend starring in the movie, even if the scene was not as spectacular. Yeah, although I guess I don't know what all happened in the mall scene, how much of the scenes made the movie, how many of the background stuff got into it. So yeah, I'll eventually catch the Wonder Woman, maybe when it's a little bit cheaper or available on Amazon Prime. So yeah, so this is our superhero talk of the day with our superhero balloon with his cape, even though capes are dangerous for superheroes. So this is Technicolor Mike B saying, see you later, alligator, after a while, crocodile. Thanks for watching.